Welcome to my channel and welcome to another flip through of all my finished works in T.Goodridge books. I know that I have made similar video somewhere during the summer, but you know that I color a lot in all my books by T.Goodridge, so I added some new works to my collection, and probably the main reason why I decided to create this new video to film it's because I think that I have finished to work in Autumn Scenes, which was my main book during the last couple of months, and I think that now all my attention will be dedicated to Winter Wonderland. So I want to show you like my final point for this book and starting point for this book. But of course, let's have a look at my small but lovely collection of T.Goodridge books. And in Autumn Scenes, sorry, something was falling around me. So Autumn Scenes is the book where I work with the biggest amount of mediums. In all other books, I prefer to work with Prismacolors. Maybe sometimes I add a little bit of acrylic paint or Posca pens, but still, mostly I work with Prismacolors. But in Autumn Scenes, at least I have used a variety of mediums. I wouldn't say that Autumn Scenes is one of my favorite books because of some of the pictures which are too simple or too childish for me, like this one or this one, but recently I have discovered that I can use them for practice, like I did on this page where I practice to color fall leaves using watercolors. When I filmed this video, I already mentioned that on such page, which is not very inspiring, I am not afraid to experiment with watercolors, with combining them with working wet on wet or with glazing technique, so it was fun to do. But of course, much more I prefer pages with many details. And during this autumn, in October, I did this Halloween page. I would say that I'm glad that at least something I managed to color with dark colors. You know that usually all my pages are light or colorful, and the dark colors, they are not very frequent guests on my pages. But at least here I managed to do it, and I am glad that I stayed in limited color palette. But my favorite October work with this scarecrow, it was time-consuming work, and not because of the scarecrow itself, but because of the landscape. I wanted to use a variety of warm green colors, ochre colors, and even some blue colors to create this landscape, for more detailed foreground, to all those hills which are far from us, and I hope that I managed to do it. And of course, during October and November, my mineral orange and pumpkin orange were my most popular pencils because of all those pumpkins, and I have colored a lot of them. So this page I definitely love. This one is from previous year, and here I used ink tents and even acrylic paint for the background. It was my beginning of my journey together with this book, but I still like this because it's bright and colorful. This dress I colored also in previous year. Here I mixed ink tents and Derwent drawings. Derwent drawings, I think they suit perfectly the autumn spirit, so probably I need to use them more. And I love this cute cardinal bird. I'm glad that I still have several pictures which I do want to color in this book, like this one, but I think that it will have to wait until the next year. I am totally ready to start doing Christmas, winter scenes. This is my last finished picture in this book. I have finished it a couple of days ago, and again it has pumpkin, but I selected it because I really wanted to do this red barn. For me it's the main character here, the main focal point, but I also like this cow. I would say that it was nice to use all yellow colors. This time I decided to use yellow colors for the grass, and it also wasn't very quick work because of colors I have mixed, a lot of yellow, a lot of orange, warm greens, and even some gray colors, but I think that it has a nice spirit of the middle time of autumn when everything is still bright and yellow, and I am happy that it was my last work in this book set, and I am satisfied with such a result. It's my October work, colored totally with Inktense, and again I think that Inktense are perfect for coloring fall pictures. Inktense have so nice variety of yellow-orange colors, and together with muted brown and warm greens they can create a very nice fall pictures. It was good experience because recently I don't use Inktense very often, so sometimes I feel that I totally forgot how to use them, so it was a nice thing to return to Inktense with this page. This work is also my November finish. I selected it because I wanted to practice in coloring old wood. I especially selected this blue turquoise color for the window, for the bench, and I wanted to make them to look like a weathered wood where part of the paint started to peel off from the time, and I'm perfectly happy with the final look. I can't say that I like the look of the leaves here. They look a little bit too childish for me, but I tried at least to work with color palette of the scheme, and I think that addition of these violet and magenta colors really helped to make bright and colorful page. I also wanted to do this page, but here I was a little bit concerned that something isn't right with the perspective of this table where everything is laying or standing, so I decided to wait because I have to think how to correct this part of the image which I am not very sure how to color, so I wanted to do it, but now I am not sure that I will be able to do it right, so this page will have to wait. And finally I have this house which I finished in October. I did a lot of autumn pictures in daytime, and this one I decided to turn into evening picture, mostly because I wanted to do this a warm color coming from inside the house, and I'm glad that I did it. It wasn't easy to color straw. I had to use both colored pencils and also paint, but in the end I think that it's not bad. And it was all which I have in this book. Maybe later I will do this one because I honestly want to color it, and I want to color it with gouache paints probably, but still I'm not very confident in my skills, so I need to think about all my steps which I need to do if I want to color it not with pencils but with some paints. It's one of my favorite pictures in this book, so I definitely don't want to mess it up. Next I have my spring scenes. They are also not very popular for me because I mostly color here during couple of spring months. And let's have a look at what I have finished here. Probably this one is my favorite finished picture. I enjoyed a lot doing all these yummy things, especially a wine bottle, and my least favorite thing here is this watermelon, which turned as a complete disaster. But at least it was fun to do this basket, I really like it. I even added some spring flowers here, so I do love this page. So many unfinished pictures. Oh, this was quite easy work because for the background I used watercolors. I didn't want to spend time on coloring grass with pencils, so I did a watercolor underpaint, and I wanted to color all these daffodils. I love daffodils, so it was the main reason why I selected this page. But to color sheep also was quite nice. I don't think that I will be coloring pages like this. They are totally not in my taste, but still I have a lot of nice pictures here. I will enjoy to do this collage because here we have some interesting spring elements, and I do love some of gardening, so it was nice to do. Another spring page, and mostly I enjoy coloring in this book all pages where we have watering cans. I don't know why, but I always like to color them, so it was another example where I colored a watering can. Probably it was one of my first works here, and it's one of the works where I wasn't sure in my color choice. Maybe if I would select another color for the walls of the this gardening house, sorry I forgot how to call it, and for the bench, anything apart from green, this page would look a little bit more interesting because around we already have a lot of greens. But I enjoyed coloring all these plants around, so still I like this page. I think that it was one of the last works which I finished this spring, and I can say that it was easy to color all these flowers. Usually I never know how to color tulips, but at least I added small flowers, small buds and tiny leaves to make all flowers to look more realistic. Oh no, it's all which I... These two pages are also my favorites. I can't wait when I will start to color them. This one is very complicated, so I'm afraid to start it. And this one will be definitely one of the first pictures which I will be doing this spring. I do love it. Oh no, I have found another one. As I said, I'm never confident when I need to color tulips, but at least here I managed to find several interesting color combos for various tulips, so here they don't look very awful. But my favorite elements here are these small flowers. I don't know how to call them, maybe they are cherry flowers or apple tree flowers, and I love this primula. And it was a spring book. Next one will be Country Gardens, which is my least frequently used book because I got it in the end of summer and I managed to do only a couple of pages here and then autumn started, and I do prefer to color according to the season. Maybe I will do a couple of flower pictures during winter time, but for now I am ready to the pictures covered by snow, so this beautiful book will have to wait. But at least I am glad that I did this one. I do love this flower arch with roses. For me it's a perfect look of the patio. I wish I had something similar, but at least I colored it. Usually I am not very happy with my leaves, but here I combined various polychromos pencils and they helped me a lot. The rest of the page is colored as usual with Prismacolors. And I do love my second finished page in this book with the scarecrow again. This one. I also changed a couple of elements here after I colored everything with colored pencils. I added small details like berries on this red currant, or added additional flowers here, or slightly masked black lines on the rose bush. So I added some elements and now I am very happy how this page looks, and I do love this very fashionable scarecrow. I'm not sure, maybe that's all. No, it was my birthday project. For my birthday I did this birthday party page. It was fun again to do all these yummy things. Maybe I had to work a little bit more on these trees which are on the back, but I'm glad that I have this very bright area on the foreground, but also a couple of bright things here on the background. It's very lovely. I love the sunflowers. I enjoyed coloring it. And books by T.Goodridge, they really helped me to practice how to color realistic wood. Next I have probably my favorite book, which is Country Charm. And I plan to do several pictures here, starting from this one and this one. They all will be included in my winter plans. I hope that I will find time to do it. But let's have a look at already finished pictures. This one wasn't an easy project because it was difficult to understand all architectural details of the building. I'm still not sure that I caught them properly, but I am glad that I colored it, and I think that my favorite element here is this hydrangea. I even want to show it to you closer. I think that it's quite lovely and it's definitely my favorite element here. I also tried to show how sun is playing on the leaves of the tree and on the wall of the building, so I added a lot of yellow colors to show that here we have a nice sunny day. The next page is an evening. I wanted to do a scene of a romantic evening. I hope that I managed to do it. I love to combine all lavender, violet, pink colors, and here I used a lot of them. So it was interesting to do it. I tried to imagine how light is coming from the window and how it will be reflecting on all the elements which are around, and also light coming from this candle. So I had to calculate a lot about highlights and about shadows. I really want to do one of these interior designs. I do love them in T.Goodridge books, so I have a huge plans. It was a very interesting work. I did it between summer and start of the fall season, so that's why I already started to add orange and red leaves. And it also was quite time consuming project again, because for each and every of these hills I tried to use different color combo of greens and yellows to create this landscape. But in the end I am very happy with the final look of this page. The next one is this strange color combo of lemons, huge daffodils, which are definitely quite huge for me. But here I enjoy doing these boots and all the gardening elements like shovel, like pitchfork, and of course this watering can. So it's not my favorite page, but some elements were quite interesting to color. This was very challenging. I wasn't sure in my skills how to color train, how to color steam to making it look realistic. But most of all, the most challenging part for me were these red trees with their red leaves, and I hope that you can see that I try to show how rays of lights are coming through the leaves, through the trees, and how they highlighted top parts of the trees. It was a little bit difficult, and I can't say that I managed to do on the page what I imagined on 100%, but at least I gained a lot of experience from this coloring. This one is definitely one of my favorites. I love this old fence. Anyway, these wooden elements, maybe it's not called fence. And I enjoyed to invent color schemes for the tablecloths and for all those pots. It was nice to imagine that one of them is made from china, one of them is made from clay, one of them is made from metal, and I do try to show it. I again had to calculate about all the reflections of colors, so it was interesting to do. And of course it has a watering can, so this page is one of my favorites. I'm quite proud of myself that I have finished it. The next one is very nice itself. I love initial drawing by T.Goodridge, but I'm not sure that I selected right colors for it. Maybe if I would use slightly different color for the bricks, it would look nicer, but I colored it. I do enjoy coloring on those pans, all this tableware. I tried to make in Provence style with these blue colors and a lot of orange, yellow colors. So far from perfect, but still it was nice to do it. I also wanted to do this page, but I was very confused by this construction of what exactly we have here, why some of the shelves like they are hanging in the air, how they are holding together. I wasn't able to understand exactly what a construction we have here, so I decided to put it aside for some time, and I decided against coloring it. As I said, this one is my favorite book so far, and I'm sure that one day I will finish all pages here, because I love all of them. Next I have Main Street. Maybe before I actually start to do all winter pages, I will do another project here, because I totally fall in love with one of the pages, but I don't want to ruin surprise, so I won't tell exactly which page I want to do. And let me show you what I have colored so far. It was challenging to use such unusual color for the window, for the door, but I think that this color suits the idea of the scented soaps and lavender candles, so that's why I have selected it. I hope that it looks like a small shop somewhere in French Provence. Next I have this bakery, and as I said, books by Teresa really helped me to improve my skills in coloring wood, but also in coloring various types of breads. It was fun to combine Prismacolor pencils in order to make bread to look slightly different. Some are more yellowish, some are more brown, so I enjoyed it. Next one was quite complicated coloring. Also, it was a long color along because again I wanted to show this play of light and shadows. We have these highlights coming from the windows to the street, all these reflections of the light, all these shadows. I wanted to make this candy corner brighter and the street on the side with more muted, subdued colors, but still I had to show all the highlights and shadows here. I wanted to show the depths that street is going there behind the house, so it wasn't a very quick work, but I enjoyed each and every moment of it. In this book I practice with using various colors for the walls, for the doors, and a lot of help I got from those artists. I made several videos with the paintings, with city scenes, with the cute houses, so I usually go to my own videos or to the painting galleries of those artists to get some new ideas about which colors I can use for the walls, for the doors. So it was nice to be inspired by paintings. And the final page which I did here was this flower shop. I always love to color flowers, so of course I had to do flower shop. I think that my favorite flowers here are this one, maybe they are lupin flowers, but here I even liked how I did tulips and roses, which usually I struggle a lot with, but this page isn't very bad. And finally, the book which will be my main book during couple of next months, it's Winter Wonderland. It's good to return to it after almost a year of abundance. And let's have a look at what I have here. I haven't decided yet which will be my first project. This page I colored using first watercolors for the underpaint and then working on details with colored pencils. It was probably one of the first times when I tested watercolors on this paper, and I was quite content how they behave, especially when I work on top of it with pencils. This page I colored with gouache. It wasn't easy for me. I am totally not experienced how to use gouache, but I love this color which it helped me to create on the snow, on the sky. My pine trees don't look very nice and I definitely need to practice more, but all other elements are not so bad. On this page I tried to copy colors from Thomas Kincaid winter paintings. Usually he used a lot of violet, lavender and even pink colors to represent shadows on the snow, and he did a lot of yellow highlights coming from the houses, and that's what I tried to copy here on this painting of the skating rink. one is very average work. It's not very inspiring as a line art, and I can't say that I managed to turn it into something interesting. I do enjoy coloring these bright berries. Maybe I had to work more on the feathers of the birds, but I'm glad that I did it. In such a way, maybe one day the whole book will be finished, but I'm not sure about this one. This was one I really loved because it was interesting to color horse. Probably it was second horse which I colored. The first one wasn't exactly horse but unicorn, so I was a little bit nervous, but I do love how it looks. Here I practiced how to color shadows on the snow because here we have evening scene, and I again gained a lot of experience from it. This is my definitely favorite picture in this book. I'm still very happy when I look at it. I remember that it helped me to feel real Christmas spirit when I did it during last December, so I was very happy during this coloring, and I am happy now when I look at the finished picture. I am quite happy that I did it, and I'm still proud of how it looks. And where is my picture with train? I'm glad that I have so many nice pictures here. I definitely want to do this one. It's challenging but interesting. And here I have this picture with train. Fun thing is that until I had finished it, I hadn't realized that I have the same picture here on the cover. I could use it as an inspiration, but I totally hadn't noticed it. Here I'm glad that I used color combo of the warm colors obviously on the background, a lot of blues, and warm colors which I have selected for the building, so it wasn't bad. Maybe I had to add more snow to this page. Here I have some dots which represent snowfall, but maybe with even more white dots it would look more cozy, more interesting. But at least here I practiced how to color this steam. I managed to mask black lines which outlined it, and now it looks not so bad. Also I added steam here near the wheels, and it also was quite nice decision, I think. And that's all. I hope that it wasn't very boring. As I said, I know that I made several similar video couple of months ago, but you know that I do color a lot of pictures in the Goodridge book, so even now, for me personally, it was interesting to look at my progress. Thanks for watching, and until the next videos, I hope to do some interesting projects in the Winter Wonderland during next couple of months.